Hi everybody. Today I'll be scrapping these two photos of my mom and I on the porch just a couple of weeks ago, enjoying a little summer cocktail. So I am just about at the end of my Scraptastic April 2016 cherry pie kit, and that diamond paper in the background is a piece that I'm going to use from that. So I needed to add a couple of extra papers to it, and what I did is I chose a piece of cardstock for the background, and that I'm going through and I believe I'm cutting that paper up. Yep, there I am. And I'm actually gutting it so that I can use that solid cardstock. Now, this is an embossed cardstock piece with some polka dots on it, or dots on it. And that's from Recollections, and it's just called embossed cardstock. They have it in quite a few different colors. I just showed you that diamond paper, and that is from the Scraptastic kit that I was telling you about earlier. It's from Pink Fresh Studios, and it's the Life Noted collection. The paper name is Diamond Pops, and I just love that piece of paper. It was one of my favorite pieces when I received the kit, and I received the kit actually from winning a challenge at the beginning of the year to Scrapbook Goals on the Victoria Marie Facebook group. But anyway, so I love this from the beginning, and it's ending up being actually one of the very last pieces that I'm going to use from this particular collection. As a matter of fact, it is the last piece that I use. So I decided, because it's white and it just felt like it was running off the edge of the page on me, so I grabbed my Jenny Bolin fountain pen ink and grabbed my Ranger tool and just inked the edges of that paper, because every one of these papers that I'm going to use is from a different manufacturer. That ink helps pull things together, and you can ink all of your embellishments as well, and that will help. Now I am playing around with that Hello Summer card, and that actually came from a cut apart from the Simple Stories Summer Vibes collection. And I don't actually have the name of that cut apart, but that was their summer collection last year that I absolutely loved. And I was thinking about buying the Alice Studio new summer collection, and I haven't bought it yet, so I pulled out my October Afternoon in this Simple Stories collection from last summer and realized just how much of those papers I have left, because I bought so much, because I love them both so much, that I am not allowed to buy a summer collection. I'm telling you that, and I'm hoping I hold to that. So anyway, I really wanted to use that collection, because when we did this, it was kind of like Hello Summer. It was like our first big summer day out on the porch. That yellow dotted paper there is from Lawn Fawn. It's from the Let's Polka in the Meadow collection. It's the dandelion polka color. And I'm going to use that as a large mat for not just those two photographs, but also for the card there, which that card is also going to become my title. I'm going to do something small to enhance that, to make it a little bit more than just a completely, well, it's going to be a flat title, but than just the Hello Summer on it to begin with. So now that I have kind of a square, I need to decide what to do with that square besides inking the edges, which I'm doing now. Because I like it on that paper, but it just doesn't feel like, it just doesn't feel right. I'm playing with the position quite a bit here, being really fussy. One of the things that, as I'm looking at this, I have a lot of space to the left, and I have some spaces to the top and to the right. And what do I do to make that better? What I did there is I grabbed those rubber charms from the Pink Fresh Life Noted collection, but I am actually not going to use those. And those came on from the cherry pie add-on, although I didn't buy it, I already had them. I did grab that lemonade piece of chipboard from the Simple Story Summer Vibes collection. Now, this is not lemonade we're drinking. I have a Tangerine tonic, and my mom has a vodka tonic, but I don't know. It's a summer beverage, and it's my layout, so I get to put on it whatever I want. So what I'm doing now is I am thinking I want to write Hello Summer on the porch, because it's become kind of a little tradition for us. But I don't quite know what color letters, and I was thinking about red and I was thinking about yellow, and I just decided that they would stick out a little bit too much on the card and you'd see on the porch instead of the Hello Summer, which is really the important piece for me. So what I did there is I grabbed my Jelly Bean Soup Alpha Beans, and these are in whipped white, and that's how I'm going to put the on the porch on this particular layout. So as I do that, I'll tell you a little bit about what I discovered about myself and kits. I did really like the Scraptastic kit. I thought it was really a really cool way to scrapbook and to get some products combined that you might not do on your own. A lot of times I do tend to stick to one collection and maybe add some solids in there, but this was kind of a nice way to combine different papers from different sources all in one spot. And I did like that. I thought the value was really good. I had 2 comments just from my personal style of scrapbooking on the Scraptastic kit. One of them being that it didn't have enough faux solids in it for me. So I did supplement from time to time with some faux solids. And by faux solids, I mean that yellow polka dot paper. So it has a pattern on it, but it reads as a solid. And I also thought that the embellishments were fairly flat. There were a ton of very flat embellishments and not very few things with any dimension at all. So that would be my biggest issue with the kit, or not an issue, but just something that for me personally thinking about going on with kits. And I'm going to come back to the layout and I'll explain that a little bit more when I have some time. I grabbed that chipboard from the Simple Stories Summer Vibe collection again, and I grabbed that little camera. It's taking up the space now, some of that space below the photo and next to the card. And I'm thinking that that might be the place where I'm going to journal. So I don't want to take up a lot of space, but I do want to embellish it some. And I like the idea of the chipboard because it's not flat, whereas right now a lot of the layers on the chipboard are flat. I looked at doing some stickers from the October Afternoon collection, and I don't have the name of that. Sorry, I didn't use anything from it on this layout, so I don't have it written down. But I looked at it and I decided not to use anything there. I'm looking at this mat again, and the reason I'm really looking at it is it just feels like it's sitting on top of the paper. So I'm trying to decide what to do about that. I also know that it probably needs something up at the top right. So what I do is I like the way this background stripe works with the colors in this layout, and it's a pattern that I don't really have on there. It does echo some of the diagonal lines in these diamonds too. So what I've decided to do is to put that back behind it as a background layer, and since I have the polka dot paper already glued down, I'm just going to cut strips for this one. That aqua diagonal stripe paper is also from Lawn Fawn, the Let's Polka in the Meadow collection, and that's the Dewdrop Line Dance color. I love this line from Lawn Fawn. It's an amazing line of faux solids. I've loved it since I think last fall may be the first time that I saw pieces from them in this kind of form. So on this particular page there's a diagonal stripe and a polka dot. There's a lot of polka dots, but in really great colors. So there were some really nice pieces for with the darker colors for fall. There were some nice pieces for Christmas, and now I really love this spring assortment. So I'm sure I'm going to be buying more of this. I actually picked this up at my LSS, and I'm so glad that they have it because I know I can go back. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use my little cutter bee tweezers to get my letters down. You've heard this before. I'm a massage therapist, so my fingernails are very short, so it's really hard for me to work with letter stickers, so I almost always use that tweezers. It's my best friend and something I probably use for every layout, so that and my paper trimmer for every layout. As I was saying before, as I was talking about the Scraptastic kit, and I was just watching a video from Rachel Reynolds, and Rachel mentioned the same thing too, that she thought that the Scraptastic kits in general are very flat. And that for me might be a bit of an issue because I do like dimension. Now, one of the ways to get that dimension is by putting things up on foam tape, which you see me do all the time. I'm actually going to do it on this layout as well. But it's not quite the same as having a piece of chipboard because you have one layer versus the many layers of chipboard. So just something to think about, although as I'm watching people on YouTube, and I do watch YouTubers quite a bit, it's how I learned to do YouTube. Thank you, everybody. I've watched like people at the Hit Kit Club and Click Kits and lots of other different kit clubs. And I just keep thinking that I love the style of the Scraptastic kits. And there are quite a few pieces of exclusive. So I want to review this because there's some changes coming. I understand they're only going to do one kit a month now. It used to be able to have a choice of 2. So I'll take a look at it, and I really seriously am thinking about subscribing because I love the kit. So what I did there is I grabbed the ephemera pack, which with Simple Stories is called Bits and Pieces, and that's the ephemera pack for Summer Vibe. And I found that sunglasses, and we're not wearing sunglasses, but they're very summery, and the whole point of this is a routine on the porch. So on weekends we like to sit on the front porch because it's on a more shady side of the house and have a little cocktail for dinner. So that's what we're doing here. I grabbed the brads from the Simple Stories Summer Vibe collection there. And they're called adhesive brads, just so you know that. The thing I love about the Simple Stories brads is they look like a brad, but they don't have the prongs in the back. So you don't have to deal with punching through papers. And I'm a lazy scrapper. It's one of the reasons I don't do mixed media, besides the fact that I have a hard time getting messy. But I would prefer just to, slap something on there and not punch holes, which is crazy because I do put foam tape behind things all the time. But that's just who I am, and, I've learned to embrace it. So anyway, I grabbed that striped brad from the line and pop it on that chipboard there. I did move that camera at one point, but I've decided to bring it back down to where it was. And now I'm just trying to decide what to do on that upper corner there. Do I want to do a banner? I want to ground what I'm going to do on something. I know I want to use those glasses, so I've looked at a couple of things. I did grab this sticker, this border sticker from the Summer Vibes cardstock stickers. They're the Fundamentals cardstock stickers. And I popped it on the bottom of the layout there. I really like how that looks. It gives a little bit of an added interest, and again, helps it make it look like it's not just sitting on the background. And then I decided that the extra remainder of that would be a great little grounding element at the top there, and it'll bring your eye. There's something in common with the main photo block and then the cluster up there at the top. So I inked the edges of my sunglasses there, and I'm using my big roll of foam tape. I just ordered another one of those at Amazon for when I run out of that one. I was placing an Amazon order and I don't do it all that often, so I thought, I'm just going to get it now because I know that I'll use it. That will never go to waste and just sit in my stash as much as I use it. I know a lot of people are using the Fun Foam, which is kind of cool, especially if you frequently put foam tape behind your pictures. I tend not to, though, so I use my tape in smaller pieces. But if you put it behind your pictures, that's great because then they won't warp at all. Now, I just grabbed these stickers, and they are from the Simple Stories Life in Color collection, the clear stickers. And I was very proud of myself because I've actually used these quite a bit. I still have a lot of them left. I've used mostly the black and white, but there were some colors, some colored ones. There's 3 sheets, and then there's some with silver foil. I don't think I've used any of the silver ones, but I have a hard time using the clear stickers, so in most instances. So I was really happy that I actually did use these. So I grabbed that little piece there, and it says real life. So I thought I'd put that down. And then I want to do something with that top there because there's too much space up there for me. So I grabbed this sticker, this line of star stickers there. And I'm going to put that up at the top, but I'm going to play around a little bit so that I get it to line up the way I want it to line up. This is from the cherry pie kit. Those stickers are. And then what I did is I grabbed some colored paint splotches that were on the sheet of colored stickers from the Life in Color collection there. And I have a little blue paint splotch up there because I like the way it looks. And then I grabbed another like paint splotch that says Love Much. So it says Real Life and Love Much. And I thought that was nice. I grabbed the enamel dots here from the Simple Stories Life in Color collection. And I'm going to dot a bunch of those around the layouts. I stuck one up on top underneath the sunglasses there. And then I'm going to pop one on by the lemonade there, and then put one in the camera just so that they're sort of across the layout. And those enamel dots are also from the cherry pie kit. And I have decided now for sure that I am going to journal right there on the side. I think it's a great little block. It's a nice place to be able to do that, and it keeps everything kind of contained. So really love the way this turned out. I'm so glad. Like I said, I had fun using the kit. I'm definitely thinking about subscribing to Scraptastic, but I want to go look at the changes that they've instituted. The layout is just about complete. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you are all well. There will be a still shot and a couple of detail shots following the end of this journaling, and I'll talk to you soon with another video. Bye!